Tiki boo. Tiki boo boo goblin baby. Tiki boo boo gremlin child. Buddy, I'm not even sitting down yet. There's no lap to steal. Boom bam pow, everybody. Welcome back. Today we're doing some little potted plants. This is easily one of my favorite things to make, honestly. They're incredibly simple. You can get really creative with it. So, what I have here are a bunch of glass beads. You can also use plastic. Or if you're really fancy, you can use gemstones. Ooh, that is really fancy. And my old standby, coffee, of aquarium foliage. Yes. Getting myself some tape. I don't have double-sided tape, so I make do with some Scotch tape. Glass bead there, just random assortment of what I have on hand in terms of both beads and aquarium foliage. We're going to make a little potted fern. Little nips, just to make sure everything gets stuck in the hole. If you do it right, you don't need glue at all. It's not very often that I do it right, though. And I want to make this one a little shorter than the other one. Let's just nip some little bits off, put them in my bit cup. We'll reuse these bits later. You can put them in little glass vials for, say, like a little witchy scene. Have a little vial of tea on a cupboard, what have you. Well, we still don't want to fit, so we nip off a little more with our flush cutters. I personally like flush cutters better than using an X-Acto knife for most things. It's just easier on the hands. Using an X-Acto knife just gets sort of pinchy, but maybe that's my fault. I try to use it more like one would use a pen. Anyhow, more nipping and tucking is going on here. I'm just making sure everything fits flush. Because as I said before, if you do it right, you won't need glue at all. Although sometimes you might. This is a project that requires like very little in terms of bits and bobs. And you don't even need to invest in aquarium foliage. A green pipe cleaner can make a pretty convincing cactus. As you can see, it's super simple. This one might actually need glue, set it aside. This one's a little more complicated and will need more nips. The bits all go in the bit cup. I use a mix of glass, crystal, and sometimes gemstone beads because quite a bit of a stint as a jewelry maker, and I still do from time to time. There's a nice little potted plant, but this one needs glue. I use Beacon 3-in-1. It's non-toxic, although it does have just a tiny bit of a smell, and also my container's leaking, so let's get those boogers off of my fingers and try to get our plant in there. Yep, fingers are still boogery. Oh, that's gonna bug me. It's not bothering me. It's bothering me a lot. There's some pretty purple flowers. Let's see what we can do with those. Ooh, and some pink. Yes, variety. The spice of life. But these are fairly quick to make. And fun, too. You get to work your topiary muscles a little bit. Some landscaping, some bonsai. And you have a cute little potted plant when you're done. Other things you can use are paper, wire, little styrofoam balls, especially if they're colored little styrofoam balls. They make really interesting foliage. But I have quite a substantial amount of aquarium foliage on hand for not owning any fish, so that's what I'm using today. Yes, the pretty pink thing and the pretty pink thing. Doubling down on Pinktown. Let's go. Yellow. The bases are things that I keep as well. They can be used for, just scenery, rocks, small mountains. I also use them to texturize some things. They don't work quite as well as a textured rolling pin, but I like to make do and see what I can do with what I have on hand. More nipping, more tucking, some more topiary, and oh, get in there. Oh yes, perfect wedge. That's not coming out. Yay! I got stuff all over my tape, though. That is gonna nip me in the butt. Voila! Let's choose some more. Oh, nope. Not that one. Too fancy. Nope. Yes. That one's interesting. Well. Yellow, maybe. Otherwise, it'll be too red for what I'm about to do next. So I do have little red plants. I'm wondering if they're going to come up. I actually don't remember. Haha. Good job. This is definitely going to require some... Oh god, it's stuck to me. Crap, 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 crap. Ew, ew, ew. Ew. Boogers. Nip the butt off. Yes. A little succulent. Ah, here's the red plant. That's why I didn't choose the red bead. It would have been too much red. Complementary colors in color theory. Let's see. Orange? Yeah. Orange. Oop, boogers. Oop. Glue. These are very interesting, but they're a little wide. Let's see what I can do with this, though. Nope. Nope. Maybe? A little bit of trial and error for your crafting day. It's like, yeah, no, I don't like that at all. We're going to switch to this. Yes. This'll do. This'll do nicely. Oh, nippy nip. Nip. Nip nip. Nippity nip. It fits, but it'll need glue boogers again. Let's see if I... stop leaking. I just glued the bead to my finger. Ick, ick. Get that glue off. There we go. You'll find when working with glue, you'll have probably more of it on you than on the thing you're working on. It's a rite of passage. It's almost mandatory. Let's see, I've got yet another variety of plant life. Plastic plant life. For those of you wondering what I do with my leftover bits and bobs of plastic, I reuse them in any way that I can, and the parts that can't be readily reused, I recycle in one way or another. Which may or may not involve resin arts and other such. I try to keep as much stuff out of the trash as I possibly can, because I'm fairly certain that our ocean is... Well, the bottom of the ocean is probably covered in glitter. I'm deliberating whether or not I want to put the little pink flower on this. I think ultimately I don't, because it doesn't want to stay on there. But we'll see. Because I don't remember, and you're watching this for the first time, probably. Maybe just the one. And maybe if I get creative with a seed bead. Yes, that could be something. This is a nippity nip. Very delicate nips. This is a tiny bead. See if I can get that on there. Oh yeah, it's coming together. Yes, that looks pretty good. Nip that off. Yes, this could work. Ooh, try a different planter. Ooh, yes, that's the ticket right there. Wrapping up. I think that's all the little plants I'm going to make for today. Let's clean up our work area. A clean work area is a happy work area. Yes. Little bits go in here. And the big bit too, why not? Dust off my stuff. Get to sweep that off my floor. Coffee. Yes, here we go. The panorama of plants. Behold.